We have James Klug. What are your thoughts about Black Trump supporters? Part 2, face to face. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it started.
It doesn't shock me.
No. What do you think?
I'm surprised to hear that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just know I don't follow politics all that closely, but I know I think with the COVID stuff and how a lot of the things that we did get from the things that happened during his administration, and
Trump's?
I think people are more open to something different, and maybe what we have now is not quite the answer.
Like, go back to like when Trump was president the last 4 years. Look at the growth of the country.
Right.
Look at Biden's growth of the country. I mean, they tell you right. That tells you.
So my buddy right here, Amir, you mind cruising over here? Yeah. Amir is actually voting for Trump.
Hi, brother.
Amir,
Yeah.
he was shocked to hear that there's growing support in the Black community for Trump, or maybe even in general. You want to maybe give him a few reasons why you are voting for Trump?
Yeah.
I'll listen.
Yeah. A lot of the reason I'm going for Trump is because, one, the border crisis is absolutely insane down there. Ever since Biden got into office, more illegals are just pouring in. That's our tax money that I don't even like paying. Well, our tax money is going to these illegals. They're coming in here, getting on a bus, getting sent to Chicago and New York. Then they get free health insurance, $1,000 a month, housing. They get all these things, and they're being put into Black and brown neighborhoods. Just ignoring the stuff that we're going through. We want all this help. We cry for all this help, like with BLM and stuff. But then we're voting for the people who are ignoring that and then putting the illegals there and not even doing anything to begin in the first place.
Yep. So they're helping illegals more than any other color or American or person in this country. The illegals get priority over everyone, including veterans. Off our taxes, they get free housing, they get free insurance, they get EBT, they get debit cards loaded with money. It's insane that our taxes fund that.
So that's something that bothers me.
What do you think about that?
So compare the numbers between now and when Trump was in office.
Yeah.
Is it similar? Is it the same?
No, skyrocketing.
You sure?
Yes, positive.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, for sure. I want you. Everything we're saying, like, please fact check everything. But yeah, it's gone. Like a lot of the people
35 consecutive months, record-breaking months.
down there are coming up here even more now because Biden has made it way easier to come in the United States.
I can give you the stats on those. So under Trump, it was like 400,000 that were showing up at the southern border. Most were being sent off. That was per year. Under Biden, you're seeing around 2.5 million showing up to the southern border. The majority are coming into the country because of Biden's policies.
When was life better for you?
Well,
In 2008, 2018, 19, or now?
I think now is better, even with inflation. You got to remember when Trump was in office, we were dealing with COVID. Now I don't blame him for COVID.
Right, at the end of his office.
Right,
Yeah.
I don't
That's
blame
the
him
very
for
end.
COVID at all. But I do blame him for some of the things that he did when he was trying to manage it. You know, he was dealing with putting bleach in your blood or something like that. You remember that?
That's so
That's
if
a
you look
lie.
at the fact checks on that right now, they'll say it's not true.
No, that's true. Because
Well,
I saw that.
promise-
No, he didn't say put bleach in your blood, but he said ingest bleach. I saw that, but I'm getting the quote wrong.
Because you watch
And I admit
MSNBC,
that.
that's
But
why.
he said something about ingest bleach, and the doctors behind him
Do you want,
almost had
do
a
you want me to
fit.
pull up the fact check on that?
Yeah,
right
go
now?
ahead. That's okay.
It's just crazy. Like, dude, back in 2017, I went from marching with BLM to like being invited to the White House and meeting Trump for myself. And everyone's telling me because I'm Black, I have to be a Democrat, I have to vote for, hate Trump, yada, yada, yada. But to see for myself what the deal was. And I went there and my mind was just blown by one, how much the mainstream media was twisting the narrative of that event that I was at, saying he said one thing when they just twisted the context of it, saying that, all the Black people that were paid to be there. Just so stupid, dude. And it blows my mind how people are like, oh, Trump's a racist, don't vote for him. But the only racist things I can find are things that Biden has said. Can you repeat it for him?
In 2007, Joe Biden said Barack Obama is the first mainstream African American that is articulate and bright and clean.
Is that racist?
Yeah, it probably is. Did he say that? I
Yes.
didn't hear him say that.
Yeah.
So,
Racial jungles.
you have to show me sometime.
Biden also did say, and it's on record, that he didn't want blacks mixed in with whites at school because he didn't want it to become a racial jungle. He was also best friends with a Klansman, a leader, Robert Bird, I believe his name was. There's pictures of them together celebrating.
Hey, maybe after this good
Like, there's
conversation,
so
we can
many,
show you.
there's so many examples of what Biden has said to be racist. He said that, you know, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. There's so many concrete that I can just whip out. He has said this that is actually racist, but I can't do the same for Trump. Do you not find that to be a little problematic when you're saying Trump's the one that's racist? And you're saying I'm paid to be at the White House to go see him.
Trump is purely evil to the core.
This is going nowhere.
Yeah, it's to the core.
He was off for 4 years. What did he do?
I like his border control policy. I enjoyed that. I like the way he was tackling mainstream media and the lies that they're always saying all the time. I like how he was shooting for opportunity zones, trying to help build up the black community. I like how he wasn't really pushing all this trans agenda. Because I'm a gay man too, but I think the LGB is different from the TQ+. And I don't like how Biden is really pushing hard these trans kids and the trans youth when I believe it's all just man and female. That's it. As a gay man myself, and he's really pushing hard on the trans agenda, and Trump's not with that.
So what are you trying to do for the black community?
Really quick.
Yeah.
What do you think about those responses, though?
Cap.
Like I'm lying or cap or just like.
I disagree.
All right, everyone, let's take a few moments to talk about today's sponsor, the people that made this video possible, Allegiance.com, or call 866.
You're a Biden supporter.
Yeah, in your dreams or in somebody's dreams, it'd be in my nightmares if I ever was to vote for that man. The most incompetent president the country has ever seen, certainly since I've been here. I mean, I've taken an interest in American politics. My father was American. I was born in Ireland, but I live here. I've lived here for 30 years. The old scenario was that Jimmy Carter was the worst president ever. Jimmy Carter is like the savior of the world compared to this guy that's in here right now. God bless him. You know, somebody needs to really take him off the stage, and because it's embarrassing for the country. It really is.
Okay, Table 2020. That was an unusual year, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
The other years, I have heard other Black Americans, including Amir, saying, his life was better and things were, the economy was booming. His dollar went further under those years than they do now. Do you sympathize with people making that argument or no?
I do, but you have to remember that that we were dealing with COVID. You had a total shutdown of this country
2020.
In 2020,
So,
right?
like literally the last 9 months of his presidency.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that at all. That's something that happened. That falls under that happens.
Do you think Donald Trump supported the lockdowns or no?
I don't think he did, but
Lockdowns is what you had a problem with?
I'm not sure with Donald Trump. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I know that
He let the states choose what rules to put in place. No, he wasn't against forcing to be shut down. And that's what a lot of people think, that he was the one that forced them when it wasn't. It was the states.
a lot of the right wing didn't. But I understand why, because it shut down their businesses and all that. But we did have something that we were dealing with, something that we never dealt with before, and it did affect the economy negatively. But now it's coming back. Yes, there are some places where inflation is going crazy. I think it's more because of greedy people than anything else.
Do you think under Biden that the Black community is thriving more?
I think they have the opportunity to thrive.
Do you think they have the opportunity to thrive more given his immigration stance?
That's where you got me. I don't see much of an
Okay.
immigration stance at all.
Overall, you see Americans just being way better off under a Donald Trump presidency than a Joe Biden presidency.
I would say, well, of course, that's a personal preference. For me, I would be way better off. But I think in general, the country would be far better off from a security standpoint, from a border standpoint, and controlling the borders. There's no control there for now, from what I can see. And again, that's my perspective on it. I live in Texas, so I'm close to the problem. I see what everything that's coming across the border. And it's asinine, and these people are being allowed buy guns. They've been given all sorts of rights everywhere. Look at San Francisco. Look at Seattle. Look what Seattle's become. And if you look at even Houston itself is a Democratic. We have a Democratic mayor.
Right.
This is what happens. Any Democrat-controlled city becomes an absolute nightmare because they don't care about their own people.
Including
All
mine.
they're worried about is garnering votes from people that they can, bring in from wherever, give them the vote, and we'll be in power next time.
You have a lot of illegal immigrants in Mexico flying from all over. You got people in China, Russia, Indians, all going to Mexico, coming through our border. Then our tax money is giving them a bus ticket to go to Phoenix National Harbor Airport. Then they're being flown to Chicago and New York. Then they get there, and our government is giving them $1,000 a month in lodging for illegal immigrants in our hoods, in the Black communities. And you have a lot of people in the Black community saying, wait a minute, why is it every time the government's like, okay, we're going to help you, it's like Scooby-Doo, a mask comes off, and oh, here's some illegals.
You guys realize about a few months back they were talking about reparations for the Black people, and where'd those go? Disappeared all of a sudden because they were playing people. And what I think is all these bills that they approve, when they say it's helping the people, it's just really for the illegals. And so, yeah, they played them. So it's insane that illegals are getting reparations for doing
And we're
nothing.
going to take that apart. So do you feel like how are we going to have the opportunity to thrive when Biden is effectively taking, okay, we're going to care about the inner cities and we're going to care about America, we're going to take care of all these issues, but then pointing it straight to illegals?
Should we be prioritizing Americans instead of people coming into the country illegally?
Yeah.
You know what I don't think I think that is a Congress issue more than a Biden issue, because they make the laws that he can enforce. So if an immigrant come across and you're a border agent, they can walk right up, they can illegally walk right up to you and say, I'm sorry, I'm claiming some kind of status, asylum.
You know what? We just recently had a bipartisan bill that would have passed, but Trump said no.
Do you know
He's talking about the border bill where it wasn't even a border bill. They were lying. It was like 60 billion in Ukraine. It was like 20 billion to Gaza and Israel. And then it was still legally allowed 5,000 illegals per day. Again, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 100. 210,000 illegals would still be able to legally come across the border every month if that bill passed. So that's a lie. That's what MSNBC brains tells you, that it was a border bill when it never was.
In that bill?
Not exactly all of it. I read parts of it.
Give me one or two pieces in that bill.
I'll tell you what.
One or two pieces in that bill, if you don't mind.
Republicans said it was a good bill.
Senate did. House was against it, but Senate was just trying to pass it. So let me first of all, that would go under the assumption, assuming that is the reason for the open border, that would go under the assumption that we've allowed several million illegal immigrants into the country, all because there wasn't a bill passed a couple months ago, which doesn't seem very accurate. Second of all, Biden's first week in office, he signed executive orders undoing border policy and years of border policy. So he pulled out of the Remain in Mexico agreement. Yeah, so that was very effective under Donald Trump. He also reinstated catch and release, which means Border Patrol, they just get somebody and they let them back into the country. That wasn't happening under Donald Trump. And also, the first week, they suspended construction of the border wall. So there's a lot of things that happened under Joe Biden's first week in office, and illegal immigration skyrocketed literally the days following. As soon as he did that, illegal immigration skyrocketed because they effectively opened the border. When it comes to the bill that you're talking about, the reason why it didn't pass is because it actually didn't close the border. It was for more money, for more processing of illegals. They were limiting it to 5,000 illegals entering the country per day, 1.8 million a year entering the country. That is not a compromise. Trump didn't even see anything close to that
at all
under his presidency.
The people at the border literally credit them coming over to Biden.
So when it comes to, the leader of the executive branch, the president, right, they actually have the constitutional authority to control the borders. It's a federal issue.
Yeah, Trump used executive power. I believe he took it out of the military funding because he saw it as an emergency to protect the civilians of the country he was elected to protect. And so he took it out of the funds of the military and built the wall. Biden, first day in office, reversed that, didn't finish the wall. There were still some pieces that needed to be finished. And instead, it's been sitting on the sides for years. Then, instead of remain in Mexico, he did the catch and release, which was Obama's previous plan, where you just come in, then you just release them into the country freely with free everything. It's insane.
It's actually not Congress that needs to pass a law. The laws were already on the books. Joe Biden signed executive orders to undo them.
You know what I think happened?
Were you aware of that or no?
No, I won't lie to you. So I think there's a lot of leeway given to the executive branch that they did whatever they did, and I think that's been happening ever since maybe Clinton.
But if we're going to make the argument that it's not Joe Biden's fault when he was the one that signed executive orders to undo effective border policy, how do we really make that argument?
No, I really don't know. I can't say with.
I would definitely look into it a lot really because. Are you from here?
No,
Chicago. Oh, I'm from Bolingbrook.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah.
That's why you're so good.
Yeah, thank you. Illegal immigration is what we're talking about. Not legal, illegal. So I think it's right. You have a lock on your front door. They lock up your home. All these buildings that be locked up by security. Like I think it's fine to have a border.
They don't need new bills. They don't need new laws. All Biden has to do is undo.
By the way, I wanted to speak on that bill. Yes, Republicans on the Republican Party in the Senate and a couple in the House said it was a good bill. We have corrupt people on our side too, and I say that all the time. It was like 100% with the Democrats won the bill, and about a lot of these Republicans in the Senate and a few in the House. And yeah, it was not a border bill. That's a lie. So I'll call out both sides. Both of them are corrupt, but there's a lot more bad apples on the left.
It's executive orders. That's all he has to do. He can do it today.
Well, I got to get going, and if you guys want to vote for the traitor, go ahead.
But we're explaining to you, Coleman, why he's not a traitor. That's why immigration is important to me, because it's not like they're sending these illegals to, well, you don't know the area, but like some of these white neighborhoods. They're getting sent to the hood.
Well, yeah.
Not even like, they don't even care about our veterans. They don't care about the poor people here. They're just giving out to the legal. So, I don't know. I'm just really focused on that.
You mentioned Chicago. Chicago is one of the loudest populations against the border crisis when it comes to Joe Biden.
Especially black folks. He's right.
I had no idea I've been wearing the wrong chinos my entire life. I've always had a pancake butt.
Open borders is not the answer. I'm an immigrant and I did it legally. My father was American. I came across from Ireland. I did it by the book. And I have no problem with immigration. We have it in Ireland, but we have the same problem in Ireland where they've opened the borders and they've let these people in, and our own people are sleeping on the streets. They're homeless. They get nothing. Our veterans get nothing compared to what the illegal immigrants get. And I have a big problem with that.
All right, guys, that's the end of this video. If you want to go check out the full thing, go to James Klug. I will plug him in the title or the description of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Crazy stuff there, right? I like that they're able to bring out some people and talk to people who are on the other side and give them some facts, because it seems like on their side they don't know any facts. They just know how they're feeling at the time or what they hear during the daytime. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.